Hi, and welcome to another episode of Stays Between Us. I am joined by two amazing guests today. Lilane, who co-host last two episodes
Yeah, this is
ago
my
with me.
second one.
Yes, so thank you
Yeah.
so much. And also Mahesh, thank you so much for coming today. Now, for the people who aren't super like they don't know you that much, Mahesh was an early leader at Canva, which was great. Like you were like in the top like first 20 people who started working over there.
That's right.
And he's been having an amazing. I mean, I don't think you needed to work another day. Like probably you're set for life.
Yeah.
And also you do investments in startups. There are a lot of other podcasts as well about just his early life and everything else. But today the topic is going to be a little bit different because also Mahesh, since 2023, is going to be running for MP, Member of Parliament, under Nationals. So we're going to talk a little bit about all of those.
Are we? Cool.
It's going to be really fun. Oh, you didn't know? All right. Thank you so much, Mahesh. How
Yeah.
are you?
Totally. I'm really good. Always good to have a drink before a session
Yes.
and make sure that and just good to have a little bit of banter. Super pumped about you guys inviting me and really keen on having a good conversation.
Yeah, thank you so much. We did a panel. That's how I actually met him. We did a panel for Lilane's DC management.
Men's mental health. in
Men's
business,
mental
right?
health.
Yeah.
Mental health, not just men's health.
Yeah.
Which one great? I was the host. I hope I did a good job. You liked
You
it?
did a good
right?
job,
Yeah,
Seb.
okay,
You
cheers.
spoke really clearly.
Did I?
Which, yeah, you did. You did.
Why are you so surprised?
And I think the thing that I appreciated the most was you seem to have prepped,
Oh yes.
which is good.
Oh yes. I always prep.
He had
Even
articles of
today.
you everywhere.
It's been a month. It's been a month.
Yeah, there was like little pins
Like quotes?
in my faces.
Yeah.
I was like, no, because before we were doing it, it was like, okay, Mahesh, straightforward. Like this person, yeah, amazing. So and so, so and so. So what are we gonna do? How are we gonna handle it? Me.
You should edit that out.
Anyways, how are you?
I'm good, man. Look, I mean, if you ask me on any given day, I will tell you I'm great, because it's true. I don't take life for granted. My mom taught me that I was incredibly lucky relative to like a lot of the kids I saw when I used to go back to India all the time.
Yes.
So I anchor that very deeply. And the truth of the matter is I'm in a situation where I am able to chase after things that I really want to do. So I think that's an incredible privilege. So I'm great.
Yeah, but like talking about chasing, I'm sure after the Canva exit and everything, like you probably are kind of set, which is a great thing for everybody, right? I mean, you worked hard, you invested in a business, but you're running for member of parliament. I mean, politics is not something that you can be like, yeah, I just want to like have a great life and just run for MP. Why are you doing this?
When I was really young, I asked my father, what is the point of my existence?
Yeah.
And my father said, and this is really young, like when I was in my teens,
Yeah.
right? And he said, he initially grumbled. He's like, here you go again, asking me one of these deep philosophical questions. Why can't you just do what you're told? Right? And but I'm very clear about your why is critical, and you need to understand things. And he said, your job is to leave the world better than I have.
Okay.
I was like, oh, that makes sense. That makes sense based on sort of the spiritual upbringing that I had, all of that. And then it just clicked. Right? I was like, okay, cool. So then every single instance, I'm trying to make the world better.
Yes.
I love New Zealand. I love New Zealand so much, like so much. Like it aches, right? And so I just want to make New Zealand a better place. So I was always going to come back home and do this. So and I'm very clear about the outcomes.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this for a role or anything.
Yes.
To your point, I'm in a position where I don't need to do anything.
Yeah.
I just want to make this country I love so much and this community that's given me so much a better place.
Well, I mean, that is great, but at the moment, the time is tough. If you were running for, like, say, 8 years ago, probably pre-COVID, just New Zealand in general was a different place. Right now, because of recession, I mean, you can't even buy a house. you have to minimum make 120,000 just living with just on rent. If you're making 80 grand a year, you won't be able to save much. Your rent is around 2,000, electricity bill is around 300 plus water and everything. Just one countdown, you probably have to pay it in installments sometimes, just because how expensive everything has got. It has come to the point where it's super tough. And another issue that a lot of people are facing is lack of good paid jobs. Like, even if you want to scale up, you cannot do that. So now that you want to run and make this place a better place, how are you going to do that?
Yeah, so a few things. Firstly, look, I know this. I understand this. I came to New Zealand on my own when I was 14 from Singapore to Napier. So grassroots regional experience in Napier in 1994.
Yeah.
I pretty much fended for myself in Auckland, which is why I love Auckland so much. It's my town. It's my area. I walked out of university with the 80K student loan, right? And nobody was going to pay me anything.
It's like 1 year's pay.
Yeah. I'd already been on fire for 15 seconds in a reality TV show accident. Yes. I paid off the student loan within a year and a half of working in Tokyo. I've been divorced. But the reason why I share all this is, having said all that, the single most powerful, anxiety-creating event that happened in my life was the global financial crisis. Because I was in sales and I was killing it, right? And when the global financial crisis happened, my vocational connection to the world got severed, right? Because the world, when the recession hit, nobody was buying things.
Yeah.
Right. So suddenly I was killing it and I was doing really well after all my tough times, and the world's like, don't need you. Right. At that point, I was like, oh, maybe I should learn how to busk. I don't know. So this is between 2009 to 2011. I failed 2 years of university in my undergrad. Right. But when my back was against the wall with hardly any money, I studied really hard, ended up in the top 1% in the GMAT, which is a worldwide exam.
Yeah.
And to get top 1%, I had to get it to get a scholarship. And even with that money, I couldn't pay my last semester fees. So I didn't graduate with my classmates. I used to sleep in the student common rooms. Yeah. This is at the age of 31. So I fully appreciate that the times are tough. So I get it. I understand it. I know what it feels like. It will get better, right? And so let's talk about how we make it better. It was incredibly exciting to hear the Prime Minister come out of a holiday break supercharged and go, hey guys, I got 3 words for you: growth, growth, growth.
Yeah.
Because the truth of the matter is, we have an imagination. We are Denmark, Sweden, Norway in a lot of Kiwis' minds, right? That we are this amazing country which should have like kindergarten teachers who have 2 master's education, GP practice, health practice, where there's nurses, they're paid really well, all of that. The GDP per capita of Denmark, Sweden, Norway is around 70,000. So GDP per capita is how much value they create, they can access. Right? In New Zealand, it's around 45, 49. Yeah. So there's a 50% delta between those 2 numbers. So for us to fulfill that imagination we have of New Zealand, of the country society we have, if we do not bridge that gap, and that to bridge that gap, we need to grow GDP by about 5% every year for the next 10 years. If we don't do that, we're not going to fulfill that imagination. So it is phenomenal that Christopher Luxon, our Prime Minister, has come out with Nicola Willis, come out saying, hey guys, we got one thing we got to do.
Growth.
We got to grow this because only after we grow that can we invest into the hospitals, into this.
Schools and
all of that,
schools,
right?
Yeah.
And how do we do that? I mean, it's fairly obvious. There's like 3 different regions that are growing huge: Southeast Asia, India, and the US.
Yeah.
So we've got to allow our country of amazing entrepreneurs to access that. There's a whole bunch of regulation change that we can talk about if you want. We need to nurture more canvas in New Zealand, which is what I've been working on so ardently. And then we need to investigate and see if we can have big tech, the Metas, the Googles, the Teslas.
Yeah.
There's huge demand for data centers, renewable data centers, things like that. Can we
AI.
can we do deals with them
Yeah.
in regards to investing to this country?
Yeah, but so I actually listened to the speech that he gave, which was great. There was something that he addressed that I feel like it is an issue, and I like the fact that he addressed the issue. So when Christopher Luxon came for just giving the New Year address, he also mentioned about problems with Kiwis, talented Kiwis, going to other countries like Australia or US or Europe. This kind of decreases the pool of talent that exists. Now, for us who want to make this country again, right? We want to be here, we want to grow. We have to give a reason to foreign countries to invest. But when we don't have the people, how are we going to prove that, hey, this is a place for investment? I mean, my own sister has started a company over here, and she's been having a lot of difficulties trying to raise money over here, you know? So how do you think that should be managed? I mean, the problem with a lot of people leaving.
Seb, New Zealand's going to be fine. We have 2 amazing pieces of land, which the whole world is desperate for, right? Like the weather, the population density, the climate, working systems. New Zealand's going to be fine. New Zealand is going to work it out. It's about, how quickly we work it out.
Yeah.
Invariably, New Zealand's going to be great.
Yeah.
The sooner the better, so that all of you great young people have incredible careers and have like visions of living here and investing. In regards to the people, I've nurtured a community of early stage founders.
Yes.
Right?
Phase 1 community, right?
Phase 1
Phase
community,
Yeah.
right? Of which 75% of that community is institutionally backed. Amber Joseph from Nextwork will, in my opinion, build a $200 trillion business. Ivo Minkyu Jung, who's ex-Bell Gully, is now in San Francisco with the best contract AI startup. I can just go through a whole raft of them. We have the skill set, because the truth of the matter is, it's not, the skill set does not have to be that crazy.
Yeah.
It is really about intention and incentive. And do you have big ambitions, right? We are an incredibly entrepreneurial country. I think we have the largest population density of entrepreneurs in the world, or something along those lines, right? What we lack, or what the opportunity is, to see scale, right? So if we can nurture our entrepreneurs to go, hey, maybe you only want to build $100 million business other than a $50 billion business, but that $100 million business, find customers in Dubai.
Yeah.
Find customers in Southeast Asia, right? So we just have to we've already done that once before. Our farmers did it, right? We didn't have that. And then one day they're like, oh, you can send meat through like frozen like fridges. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So then that became a thing. In the same way, we just have to cultivate that.
So you think the biggest issue is finding people from the customers outside?
Yeah, we just need our entrepreneurs to go global. Because more than most people, including politicians, I trust entrepreneurs. I trust entrepreneurs to solve problems, right? So they will hire people. Your sister, she will find capital. She won't have any.
She already did.
There you go.
But
right?
but it was actually from outside. But then
it doesn't matter,
the ground,
right? Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like we just need Kiwis to win, and win more. Things will happen. Things will change.
Yeah. I mean, I'm quite positive. Okay, first thing I gotta say that none of these questions have been given to Mahesh. So this is completely we're coming up. We literally just met. We were laughing, and then we just went boom. Okay, so which is great because it wasn't ever like give me the questions and I want to make it pre-made. This is literally him. So I highly appreciate it. But at the same time, because you're running for politics, and this is maybe the only chance that I would get to talk to someone about it, is that I am in that group of people that are having a bit of a tough time with the current issues that is there financially or even in job opportunities.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, job opportunities have been good for me, in terms of scaling and earning. But at the same time, cost of everything has just gone really up, which I think everybody is kind of affected by it. So what you're saying is the growth and the entrepreneurial challenge, kind of like bringing more jobs, high paying jobs back to New Zealand. I think that would bring a lot of Kiwis maybe back from Australia to here.
Yeah, during the 2014, 2015, I don't know if you guys remember, but New Zealand actually had reverse migration from Australia. There
Wow.
was a moment in time during the John Key Bill English years that it just felt like New Zealand was about to take a whole other notch up. Like it was about to become a Stockholm or a Copenhagen.
Yeah.
Auckland was about to, right? Like things were starting to like spend money. People were starting to have some fun. The good thing about us as a small country is the issue is things can go south pretty fast, but we can also turn it around pretty fast.
Also, the competition is not that much, you know. I'm sure like a lot of your entrepreneurs are like 1 in 20, whereas probably in Australia it would be 1 in 1,000.
Yeah, you know what I find about Kiwi entrepreneurs compared to their US counterparts? And I was in New York helping out Toby Thomas Smith with Kiki 3 weeks, back to the grind, sleeping in the office from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. Kiwi entrepreneurs who go global, they don't take things for granted.
Yeah.
They feel like they've got one shot. While the American counterparts, who I've seen being creative and bullish and all of that, they're okay with failing.
Yeah.
They're okay, which is good.
Yeah.
But they're like, hey, maybe there's always another option.
Yeah.
While what I've felt for at least the phase one entrepreneurs is, this is it.
Yeah.
I got one shot. Ships are burned. There's no way back. I got to get going.
Yeah.
So
I have a question. Where did that mindset difference come from, US and New Zealand?
yeah, I think it's because to Seb's point, we don't have the opportunities here. I mean, like I was in my folks are Americans, but I've never really spent time in the US, like real time. When I was helping Toby out, I spent 3 weeks in New York. I could feel the consumption here, right? Like I could feel the demand, the drive, the energy,
yeah.
the
I
risk.
saw your
Yeah.
stories. You were
Yeah.
up till 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. But and suddenly like Steve Jobs, Elon, all of these people make sense around, there's like 300 million people. GDP per capita is 70,000, I think, in the US. They're pro risk. They want to do stuff. They're moving. Oh, okay. You solve problems for these people.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of appetite
Yeah.
to go. Okay, you made a phone. Okay, good. And then you sell it to all these people. Like
Yeah.
New Zealand can't even fathom that.
Yeah.
Right? Like that kind of scale, that kind of like depth of opportunity. Which is why I always get frustrated. Like, I mean, the notion that you may have a tech startup aimed at the New Zealand market is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like it is that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Unless it's against the for the agriculture sector, banking, maybe property. But no, you go after the most high consuming market in the world,
Yeah.
which is US.
Yeah.
And you
of
can do
course.
it from here. So I believe it comes from, I got to go do this,
Yeah.
right? Like this is my one shot.
Yeah. And
It's-
also another thing, like, I mean, hopefully, I mean, we're gonna get back to this
Yeah.
one because you said America, and there's a recent
America.
change. Yeah, there's a recent
yeah,
change.
sure.
He's
There's-
very excited to share.
there's a recent change about the political, a little bit, you know, the country has gone red with the maximum votings.
Yeah.
Do you think? Okay, first question: How do you think Trump would Trump have any effect on New Zealand at all? Personally, I don't think so. But and second, how do you see the new America performing? Because it does affect everybody in the world.
Yeah, look, I during my university years was when when 9/11 happened, and then America presented the weapons of mass destruction argument to invade Iraq.
Yeah.
I found that extremely egregious, right? And because it seemed fairly obvious that there was no weapons of mass destruction, right? And I was like, I think this is not true, like, and you're just doing it,
Yeah.
like, not cool.
Yeah.
Like, I was very deeply bothered by it, like, very deeply.
Yeah.
I have come to really appreciate and respect America because it has been designed for incredible, like, hey, we got to move, we got to do things. Its culture of, hey, we got to push, we got to drive is unreal. Like, the whole story. And look, they have a lot of crap around like slavery, and I do not want to put any of this lightly.
Of course.
But the drive to push and really want to allow people to progress and take risks.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I am very happy to be Kiwi.
Aw.
I am very glad to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
to the US for pushing things.
Yeah.
No problem.
So I feel like New Zealand is not meant to be a US. We just want to be in speed with everything that's happening. We don't want to be, 500. I mean, we don't even have the capacity, or we don't even need to require to. It already exists. It's just that I think what's most important for New Zealand at the moment is just to be able to catch up,
Yeah. I think I get really frustrated when people try to do policy comparisons or demographic comparisons with the US and say New Zealand. New Zealand is 5 million people. The US is 300 million people.
Yeah.
It has the largest, most powerful military in the world. It is actually, relative to New Zealand, a much like older country. Like it's it's done a lot, right? The thing with a small country, this is my hypothesis. In a small country, unlike India, China, or USA, you know everybody, right? And if you know everybody, you can't walk away from people. In India, China, USA, if a group isn't doing too well, you've got your own posse.
Yeah.
We are fine, right? So a small country then culturally is set up to be, quote unquote, more compassionate, more concerned about addressing inequity.
Yeah.
Because I know everybody. If you're on the street, that could be me. Like, because like we know each other. It's a small country, right? So it's DNA'd for more compassion. Now, that which is wonderful, except that can take the oxygen away from growth, from taking risks.
Because we become a bit too comfortable.
Too-
Because we're pacing, we're
Too
catching up.
comfortable.
Yeah.
We don't want to take. Is everybody okay? Is everybody okay? Is
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
okay? Like that's the desire, right?
Yeah.
It's a small country kind of thing because we're so closely connected.
Yeah.
In a large country, hey, they're gonna be fine.
I mean, in America, you can literally go and be like, "You're fired," and
Yeah.
there's no 3
hard-
months
yeah.
notice, or like, "I'm gonna take care of you." You're like, "Don't show up to work
Correct.
tomorrow,"
Correct. Like New Zealand has a small balance sheet.
Yeah.
We can't take risks. America, if something goes wrong, like the LA fires, the California fires, Texas is fine.
Yeah.
Seattle's fine. Something goes wrong in Mumbai, Kerala is fine.
Yeah.
Something goes wrong in Shanghai, Taipei, other parts of China are fine, right? So there is a very different cultural, economic difference between large countries, small countries. And the key, just like we know who we are, is, okay, this is who we are.
Yeah.
Now let's be the best version of
Yeah.
ourselves.
And also the time is ticking because I don't know if you heard recently something really kind of sad for the people who are entrepreneurs happened, that Callaghan Innovation, after 10 years, almost 11 years now, closed down. It's like around 400 jobs, I think 3 to 500, I don't know the exact number, of people have been affected. Callaghan was one of the, if for people who don't know, they used to invest in startups, in R&Ds. Helped a lot of different startups and companies in New Zealand to get funding, including my own sister's company. What do you think about that?
I have no issues with that. Right. I mean,
It
look,
happens.
no. The results are there,
Yeah.
right? It's not like we're breaking out and we're delivering crazy amounts of value in regards to high growth, high things. It's not, right? So something's got to change.
Yeah.
Like status quo isn't working.
Yeah.
And we're spending all this money into all this, like, what is the return on investment? Phase one, the early stage founder community and the fund has not had $1 from Callaghan. We didn't even ask.
Yeah.
Right? Well, actually, no, that's not true. I sent out like one form.
Worth a
But
try.
yeah, exactly. Right. But I didn't wait for it.
Yeah.
You don't need to wait for these things.
Okay.
I am excited. I come from lean land, right?
Yeah.
Startups are actually about imbibing lean methodology, Kaizen, into everything you do.
Yeah.
So, okay, so what's the problem? Where did the resource need to go, etc.?
And you should.
It does make me sad. Paul Callaghan was an amazing Kiwi, and anybody who's watching should watch his lecture. It makes me sad that, hey, it hasn't quite worked out the way he envisioned it to be. But we need to discover other ways. So I'm excited about what's next.
What's next? Yeah. I mean, that's a great answer. I mean, it does happen, and it's unfortunate, but it's an investment business. You invest something, it doesn't go well. But yeah, I mean, you want to ask anything? Because I feel like it's been like me and him just going back and forth.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about something actually.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go.
So you know how you mentioned that New Zealand is a small country?
Yeah.
It's a very community-based, what do you call it? What's the term? Groupthink.
Yeah.
How is phase one challenging that groupthink in this country to push for more innovation?
Yeah, great question, Elaine. So I was very clear that because of what I've been able to experience, right? So being part of the early team at Canva is very special. I still remember we were in a room similar to this, and there was 20 to 25 people, and Mel reaches out, and Mel gets Melanie Perkins gets everybody into a room, and she's trying to communicate what's in her mind, right? Yeah, sure. She's trying to communicate what's in her mind, right? So there's a whiteboard there.
Yeah.
And do you want me to bring it closer?
No.
That's
I
good?
mean, I can hear
Right,
you just
great.
for the better angle.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Got it.
I'll bring mine down too.
Yeah. And she starts drawing out buildings.
Yeah.
So Melanie starts drawing out buildings. And I'm sitting right there, right in front. And I can be like a big notion kind of guy. And she draws the building and she goes, one building for Canva for docs, one building for Canva for print, one building for Canva school. And I'm like, I don't get what she's doing.
Yeah.
And she was drawing out a campus for Canva.
Yeah.
When we were
Campus for
20,
Canva.
25 people, just like Google has a campus, Microsoft has a campus, right?
Okay.
And it took me a few minutes for me to understand what she was communicating. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
At that point, Mel was 23. I was 31.
I gotta do better. I'm 23 this year, man. Oh.
Thank God I'm just 21.
And I'd finished, I like had a professional career and like I'd done an MBA and I'm like, holy cow. And then seeing the growth.
Yeah.
Right now, I think Canva revenue is in like 2-3 billion. They've got like billions in the bank account. Melanie Perkins, Cliff Obrecht, Cameron Adams can do whatever they want. To be able to have a lived experience around these two amazing founders said they were going to do this.
Damn.
And then see that come to
Actually
fruition.
do it, yeah.
Then I meet Kiwi founders and I go, hey, what do you want to do? I go, you can go big. You can go do whatever you want. But I'm here to tell you as a Kiwi that you can go big. And I can show you the stepping stones.
Is it not more challenging right now compared to before?
No.
It's
no.
much easier now.
No,
Is
the only thing is it's noisier. Right?
Noisier in
Like,
what sense?
do this, do that. There's more this, more that, more
Too
this,
much.
more that, right?
Too many
Yeah.
directions to take.
The
right?
optionality.
Yeah.
Optionality kills, right? So when you asked me about, the phase one founders, if you asked every single one of the phase one founders, I know them personally. Like I know their life stories. I was the mentor VC who the first time they met spent 2 to 3 hours going, what's your story? Because you understand a person's story, then that opens them up. And then you go, hey, you want to go there? You can. I've heard your story. It's not that different from someone like Mel's story. And then suddenly you're like, oh.
Yeah,
maybe.
actually, when we met, that's exactly like we went at a cafe. we sat, and he was like, "So what's your story?" I was like, and I just woke up. I was just like,
Like what?
well,
Sorry?
I got a I had a story. I thought we just catching up.
You
And then
never asked me that question.
I don't want to know your story. I'm just saying, like, why would I want to know your
Just a
story?
co-host,
But like, I'm just saying, like, we met. I'm like, oh, and I started thinking. And then I just gave him like so many things. I'm like, yo, like, I want to do this. I didn't say yo, but I was like, I want to do this and I want to do this. And then he was like, it was kind of, he was trying to tell me like, in a movie, there's one ending.
Mhm.
Yours is multiple choice questions, you know? So get on one path. And I got on one path and someone banged from behind because I got into a car accident right after. So, but it opened my mind because there are so many things. Sometimes you do things out of desperation, of course, but there's so many things that you want to do. But then sometimes you just sit and think and you're like, what is the story? Like, what do I want to exactly achieve at the end of this? It's like you're writing your own movie, right?
Yeah.
What do you want to say? What do you want to do? And what do you want to achieve? And that's what I was thinking about the entire New Year's and till the time. So that was really good. But that comes from someone like you who has been experience in this field. You know, there's a reason you asked for stories because you saw a vision of someone explaining to you and you're like, okay, you need that quality to be able to be successful.
You need to know, you need to have, it is powerful to have a story of your future.
Yeah.
Like you asked me why I was doing what I was doing.
Yeah.
And it's taken me a lot to clarify, but I told you the story about my dad.
Yes.
Right? Like I have connected the dots. I'm very clear about, because it's, hey, you know what? It's going to end. It's going to end at some point. Right?
Yeah.
So, okay, like if it's going to end, what do I want to like have achieved by then? Right? And the vast majority of people, I think, don't think about this, which is totally okay. Totally fine. Right? I am not here to like make an assessment on how life should be lived, etc. Like totally not. But I'm definitely here to go, hey, if you want to do this stuff, it's
This is the way.
totally doable.
Okay.
And to do this kind of stuff, then you got to have like a hypothesis around where you want to go, why you want to get there, and then fail a lot learn a lot in that journey. Yeah. Right? Because if you have a hypothesis, rightfully the market, society, your parents, your friends, your girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever, are going to go, are you sure? Because you seem to be not giving me so much right now. But if you're like, no, but I want to get there.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you have that quality in yourself that you can see things, you know, you analyze. And your mind is trained to analyze things in a right way because you know what's beneficial. Having that quality, how have you seen Nationals' performance since they have taken over?
This is a peak.
Wow.
It was like from nowhere. We were like,
serious so quickly.
meaningful, alchemist kind of questions.
But like, let's bring it back to you. Yeah.
All right.
Look, I think New Zealand was in an incredibly bad position, and I think most Kiwis know that. Yeah. Right. And I think it's confusing for New Zealand because it felt good during the COVID years, right? To a certain extent, like at the beginning, we were like the toast of the town in the world, right?
Yeah.
And so we were like, hey, New Zealand's doing well. We are progressive. And then turns out, not so much. Like we didn't deliver on projects. The company finances are looking bad.
Losing so much money.
Our questions on our identity are not being addressed in a delicate way. A whole bunch of things. So we were like, oh, we're doing great. Oh, we're not. And that's very confusing, right? So there's a lot of baggage, a lot of hurt, a lot of frustration, confusion, right? Around like, hey, Christopher, the Prime Minister, has come in and said, hey, we need to right the ship, right? And I think he has done a phenomenal job of righting the ship, right? Like, hey, look, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. We got to stop doing all of these things, and we just got to consolidate. It's like a house that's really messy, or your budget's blown, it's bad habits. We just got to stop.
Yeah.
And we've done that over the last year, right? So I'm really excited about that. The National Party, and these are people who I know and respect so much.
Yeah.
The front bench is phenomenal, right? The whole team, the back bench, these are people who I campaigned with. James Miga, Katie Niman, I can go on and on about all these people, right? It is a great, rich team. The recruitment process for the National Party in the last election was phenomenal, like great people.
Amazing.
So I'm really excited about that group of people. And now he's talked about growth. So
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I have
then
a quick question.
yeah,
Is that
go,
okay?
Yeah.
please.
He's so stressed out right now. So I was I saw some article. I hope to not put anyone in a hot seat right now.
Yeah, that's right.
I saw an article. 15th,
I think you're far from that.
We're already in hot seat. It's politics. So 15th October 2024. I think it was in R1 News. I just want to know your perspective on this one. There was a poll sent out to people, and 63% of them mentioned that they feel that Christopher Luxon doesn't seem to relate to problems of lower wage families. Therefore, he has a hard time relating to them. Therefore, have lesser trust in what he's doing, how he's carrying out growth. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'd like to share a story. So I had the opportunity to take a group of Phase 1 founders when he was in opposition to Parliament. So we were having lunch. Toby Thomas Smith of Kiki.
Love Kiki.
Yeah, he was making jokes about walking to Parliament wearing flip-flops, right? And he was like teasing on Instagram. Christopher walks in, and it was the coolest thing.
What happened?
He walks Birkenheads, right?
Yeah.
And he goes up to Toby, bends down on one knee, goes, "Where is it? Show me where your Birkenheads are. All this big talk of walking into Parliament without shoes. Where'd you go? What happened?" Right? And it was just such a beautiful human connection, right? And all of us, like, we were like a little bit nervous. We're, meeting him for the first time. Like, these founders, I wanted to introduce him to Start Founders. And then, like, the clarity and depth in which he asked about, like, personal questions. Why are you doing this? Where are you going? What is it? I'm here for you, for all the imagination, the vision, all of that, right? I was blown away. There were people in that group who were of different political orientation, and they were blown away. They were like, this guy is awesome, right? So
please come on my podcast. Just to plug in, Christopher Luxon, please come on my podcast. It would be a dream come true.
So polls aside, I also know, I've heard time and time and again, when he goes overseas, the New Zealand Trade Enterprise, people are like, oh my God, I'm in for a rough time. Because he is slogging.
Yeah.
He is working his ass off. Like, he is like, I know this. He is working so hard for the country, right? So I see those things and I go, okay, you got to do, you're doing everything, right? So
Which I think it correlates to when you do all those, it actually helps families who are not earning, but things are going to take time.
Exactly.
It's
He's got a
like
vision.
people think that, okay, as soon as someone takes into office, they have to fix whatever that has happened before and then start implementing the new things.
We'll suffer at first for it, right?
Yeah, so it's like getting into a new relationship. First, you got to fix whatever you faced before,
Okay.
and then
Getting
you got to
personal.
work on a new thing. I mean, you understand what I'm saying, right? So, but at the same time, of course, everybody has different political views. New Zealand is a country where the people do not talk about politics at all
relative to other countries.
to other
New
countries.
Zealand doesn't like conflict.
You cannot even, like, they don't even want to know your side, or like you can't, like, which is a great thing because you'll spend
It
most
is a
of your
good thing.
time talking about other things. Whereas go back to my country and at every family, at every corner, like having dinner, and then it's just like politics. Oh, this person did this and that person did that and this one is this one, and they would know, like, exactly. Trump tweeted this half an hour ago. I'm like, Twitter is banned in Iran. How do you even, like, oh no, we get it. And it's too much. Sometimes it's too much just to have so much of it in your life. But yeah.
Yeah, I definitely, like, for example, I have mates of mine who like tweet, who tell me and talk to me and share articles about what happens in the US and US politics. I can't be stuffed.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I care about this country. I mean, I care from like a macro perspective and
Yes.
as general, but we've got stuff to
Yeah.
work out, right? We've got issues to work out. And um, I'm excited about more and more Kiwis like just investing into New Zealand
Yeah.
and fixing our problems and making us into, as Christopher keeps saying, into the best small country in the world.
Yeah.
Right. And we really have that opportunity.
And you said when you were running, that the people from like, the Asian Kiwis, the Indian Kiwis, other ethnicities that came here, something that I've been seeing online a lot, in Australia, Canada, New Zealand now, is that there's a little bit of a negativity towards immigrants. I'm an immigrant myself, so, but at the same time, now I'm not trying to say good or bad, but at the same time, 2 weeks ago I went to what is that place that we went to have a burger?
You went to a burger joint.
A burger joint.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I literally went to a burger joint about 2 weeks ago at 12 o'clock at night. There was around 8 to 10 people outside waiting for their order. And there was 2 Indians at 12 o'clock at night working their butt off. And not only because, and they said the wait will be 45 minutes because we have a lot of customers, just 2 of us. And I felt for them. I said, yeah, go for it. I'll wait for the 45 minutes. Take your time. They threw a free fry as well. But it just made me think after that, there's so much of work that kind of like some people don't want to do it. But these people who come from other places, till they scale up, till they do good things, they need to do that. Now, what is your opinion about just immigration and immigrants in New Zealand? Do we need more of them? Are we at capacity? Or
I think we need to form an opinion about. I think again, the Prime Minister's come out saying growth, 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 which is great, fantastic. There is a certain population size, right? Like we have a lot of space, a lot of land, but obviously there needs to be a conversation about how big this country wants to be, how big this country needs to be, because then you need to have the appropriate resources. As you can tell, especially in Europe and in the US too, but definitely in Europe, there seems like it had much better management of resources, infrastructure, etc. could be done. Singapore consistently has done a phenomenal job around stating this is the population that we're going to be in 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, and therefore the infrastructure is going to be there, etc. It's a lot more designed. Now, this doesn't naturally come to Western countries, Western democratic countries, because having overt design is not something that comes to like hey, a liberal, like open mindset. We want to trust people, bottom up, etc. So there is a little bit of tension here, right, around. So do we need more immigrants? Yeah, definitely. We definitely do. I think there's an opportunity to identify right fit skill sets. Again, the Prime Minister's come out saying growth, growth, growth. Minister Erica Stanford has previously come out talking about tech visas, etc. Finding entrepreneurs, inviting them into the country. So we do, but we need to bring in the right skill set. So there's even more thought.
Kind of like
required.
Make sure everything is done perfectly right? Okay. Well, I mean, we hit the pick. So great. We got about 10 minutes more left. You think am I gonna lose my job to AI?
He's been wanting to ask you that since the start.
Okay, let's just tough questions over. So like we can just have a little bit of fun because we have a rapid fire question coming up as well.
Sure.
Yeah, so I don't think you've done everything in one day, right? But I never know when I get the opportunity. So
no, you're not going to lose your job to AI.
not anytime soon.
No, you're not. But the world is about to change dramatically, right? So the way to think about AI is a good analogy is electricity. So the light bulb and electricity was kind of discovered around the early 1800s. It took till the late 1800s, 1900s before power stations, grids, etc. that were created, and suddenly electricity was permeating through all of society. Right now, GPT, AI solutions are like the original instance of electricity where they were just point solutions, right? Like it was just affecting a point. In incredibly quick time, I would say in 3 to 5 years, artificial intelligence, and it's very important to understand exactly what it is, will permeate through so much of our existence. Like you will, I'm so sure in about 5 years, you will have a solemn, deep, reflective conversation, probably far less because I'm kind of doing it now, with GPT.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just going to get better and better and better.
But doesn't that just make humans kind of like...
No, it has never happened before. That would be a first time.
But it is replacing jobs.
I appreciate that, but doesn't mean it doesn't create jobs too.
Okay.
Right. So they're just like any technology has done. When the typewriter, computers, mobile phones, it's going to take this away. No, we're going to upskill. We're going to have more time and energy, more resources to do a higher profile thing.
Yeah, but the problem is other innovations were creations. AI is replacement. I mean, Mark Zuckerberg on Joe Rogan podcast literally came and said that by the end of this year, most of our CS, computer science students, and whoever knows programming from mid-level to below, will completely be replaced by AI.
So here's a very interesting hypothesis. The investment and value of sports is going to take off.
Yeah.
Right? Because
entertainment,
right? And like live entertainment, the value of that.
Art,
because suddenly if this can be done, that can be done, that can be done, that can be done, this is now at a lower level supply.
Yeah.
Right? Which is why there is crazy amounts of money being pumped into sports leagues, etc., because that is now pushing the human existence and the human experience even more.
Yeah.
This is sorted, that's sorted, that's sorted, that's sorted. Okay, let's like improve our physical prowess.
Yes.
So the human condition, history has shown, and I tend to trust what happened in the past.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's probably what's going to happen in the future,
yeah.
right? So then I'm like, okay, so we are going to find our energy and resources applied in even more creative physical areas.
Yeah, hopefully. Because there's that, or all the companies are going to lose a consumer base because people would just not have any jobs anymore. So no one's going to be buying from Amazon and everything. And probably these people will have to pay tax, where we will have a fixed income for everybody globally.
Yeah. I mean,
that is another...
there definitely could be a complete reimagination of the economic system.
Yeah.
But
maybe it's for a good.
You know? I mean, look, consistently the world has gotten better.
Yeah.
Poverty levels have dropped. Mortality levels have dropped.
Yes.
Have increased. The world arguably, objectively, is happier.
Okay. Well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
And I hope that does really... I mean, it is going that way. And also my sister is in AI.
Yeah.
So,
have you got equity in the business?
I don't have equity in my own life.
Okay, right. Okay. That's a whole other conversation, Sam.
Yeah.
Things to not say on a date. Like things to
How are you, baby? Have you got it? No, not yet. I'm saving up. Not yet. But I've just been here for 3 years. From where I came to where I am, I'm pretty proud, to be honest. But it's gonna take some time for me to put aside some extra money, especially with everything that we spoke about for the last 1 hour. But it was great. So we're gonna have a little bit of a fun finally. We're gonna have a rapid fire question. There's no skip.
Sure.
All right, so we're gonna get to the rapid fire question. So there's no skip, as I told you before.
So you first and me. Then you.
Yeah, so you wanna go first? So it's gonna be one me, one Lilane.
I would like to go second.
You like to go second? Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, some sort of like tag team, like
We're
awkward tag team.
Just 19. That's 9 questions, but like, okay. Person you would trade place for a day.
Oh. Person I would.
Rapid fire questions.
Oh, sorry. I would trade place for. That's sorry. It's. I don't know if I'd trade places with anybody. Somebody.
Just for a day.
Yeah. Just for a day, it would probably be dancer, like a musical
A
artist.
dancer?
A
Yeah,
dancer. Okay.
musical artist.
Oh.
Have you got
dancer.
something on mind? No.
No, I
He's
love.
hoping you say him, but
Oh, like who I would trade places? Probably it's gonna sound really like. Well, okay, I'll give you two names: Kobe Bryant, and
Ooh.
and probably like a Justin Timberlake or Michael Jackson or
Oh, yeah.
something.
Yeah. Okay. Pop star. Yeah.
awesome.
Okay.
Best advice you ever got?
Um, attitude is everything.
Okay. Worst advice you ever got?
Oh, I.
Everything is attitude.
No. You should aim lower.
Ooh.
Awesome. Someone you like to meet again for just an hour, dead or alive.
Lee Kuan Yew.
Amazing.
That's nice.
Love
Biggest risk you ever took in your life?
There's so many, dude.
Yeah.
It actually
He's choosing.
it's leaving home when I was 14. Right. It's I mean it's incredible, right?
Leaving home.
Yeah.
Nice. One thing you cannot live without.
Oh. Okay, it's gonna sound really bad.
He's gonna break some hearts here.
No. It's probably again I'll name two things. Oh, okay, I'll name three things. Okay.
Okay.
It's the All Blacks, it's Tottenham Hotspur, and this is gonna sound so awkward. I have this bolster. You know what a bolster is?
What is that?
A
No.
bolster is like that long pillow,
Oh.
right?
Yeah.
I've had this bolster. It's called Thingy.
That's actually nice.
since I was like 4 or 5, and I've had it all my whole life.
Oh,
That is
so
that's
cute.
good. Yeah. A day in your life you don't want to go back to.
I mean, there's many. Definitely being on fire for 15 seconds.
Oh yeah, fair enough. You
Oh,
don't
yeah,
want to
yeah.
go back to
Yeah,
that.
right.
Why would you ask
it's,
that?
It's touch and go.
Yeah.
Because a few more seconds, if my hair caught on fire, my face could have like gone, my digits.
Yeah.
Like
Oh
it's
my
just
God.
seconds from like I know what sheer panic feels like, right?
Yeah.
That I've definitely hurt people, like, you know, I've been divorced and things like that,
Yeah.
and that always causes hurt. So those things I wouldn't want
But
to
just
do
that
that
day
again.
must have been the hardest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that day.
That day. Yeah.
Very deep stuff. But if you were in a zombie apocalypse,
Sorry guys, I don't think I got the memo for the
you're
quick
good.
fire
I love it.
questions.
Great. So serious stuff. But if there was a zombie apocalypse, name 3 people you would bring with you and why.
Ooh.
As a companion, you
Can I
gotta
say
survive.
Why?
My
No need to answer why. But
my wife, Pravina,
okay.
my sister, Maya, and the third person,
You need a
one of
fighter.
my best friends.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
Which one? I'm kidding.
Yeah,
them
go
out.
for it.
I don't know that
On
keeps
camera.
like whoever's nicest to me
Nicest
on the name of the
Yeah.
day.
Fair enough.
Now you can tell that it was you, by the way, on the podcast.
Yeah.
It was you.
Yeah.
Last question. Genuinely, are you happy
I'm extremely happy.
in life?
Ah.
I'm,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm content. I when I was really young, I wanted a life full of stories.
Yeah.
I've had a life full of stories. I've got a bit more to go. I want to achieve the goals that I've set out. I want to make New Zealand I want to help make New Zealand an even happier place. And then, man, I just want to read some books, go to Ibiza, just chill out.
Mm.
So, looking forward to nailing this last chapter, hopefully.
And now he's sharing that happiness with New Zealand,
Yeah.
making it a better place.
This was a great conversation. I think this was the most depthful conversation I've had in a very long time. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you for inviting me.
And I hope you had fun. I hope it wasn't. I hope we went to the where you liked as well. But it's great that you took the initiative, and also for someone who is going to be a future leader of a country where people like me and you will look up to and would want you to make those changes. It's great to have someone that answers questions. I think that's the best way to put it, because there are a lot of people who just dodge. I think you should just be able to listen to someone and just be able to share an opinion without getting offended or without the other person as well getting offended. So this was great opportunity for me, and you also really rolled with every question. So great. Thank you so much for coming today. Lillian, do you have any closing remarks?
I just can't wait to see what you've got in plan for New Zealand. Very excited to see you up there.
Yeah, I mean, thank you. I appreciate that. I think, I want to be clear. It's not me specifically, right? Like, and I think it's really important to own that. It's about like helping people get there, right?
Yeah.
So I just want to do my part. Thank you, Seb.
Oh,
Thanks,
thank
Lillian.
you.
Thanks for
Thank you.
hosting. Really appreciate
Wait
it.
for those
Thank
6
you.
unicorns.
Thank you, Jay, as
Thank
well.
you.
And thank you to the viewers who watched today, for the episode today. The episode. Hope I see you on the next show. Thank you.